Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and happy Monday. Welcome to Primetime Local News. Yep, thank you. Lots on the go today. Josh, the Bobcats got their first win of the season this weekend.
Yes, hockey fans were excited to see them finally get a W, an exciting one, in a shootout no less. So really kind of the tightest game you can possibly get in front of a home crowd, but hopefully it's a confidence booster for the squad.
Great, and Gerard is going to be talking baby alpacas.
The cuteness factor is off the chart.
Off the
I know
charts.
folks like this, all right? And we're going to see how this year's baby alpacas fared out at GNC Farm. So we've got that coming up in the Ag Report.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Gerard. Well, we're going to toss it over to Stacey for a look at our local headlines.
Thanks, Michaela. Finding a place to rent can be a tough task, so finding the right company to help in the process makes everything easier. However, for some people here in the border city, they believe their choice has taken advantage of them. Brett Holden has the story.
Moving to a new city can be tough for some, but finding the right rental company can help. But for Josh Herbach South, that just did not happen.
I remember even just moving in when I first got here on April 1st. I had difficulty even tracking down somebody from executive property management to get into the house.
Josh says he didn't have many issues with executive property management after that until he moved out.
We were getting prepared to do the walkout after Easter weekend. So that would have been April 2018. And I got a text message Monday morning saying that we had to do it that day. And I said, okay. I was obviously with family for Easter weekend. And I had returned to the unit and somebody had already been in there mudding and painting.
25 days later, Josh got $130 of his $1,200 deposit back. $600 was taken away from the painting and mudding, $200 from a carpet cleaner, and another $200 from a professional cleaner after he was told they would not be needed. And one local property manager explains how they do their walkthroughs.
In due diligence to give everyone the opportunity to be able to reclaim their damage deposit. So when we do our walkthroughs, if there is a deficiency, generally there is time allotted to allow them to correct the problem.
Executive Property Management is owned by Glencoe Developments, somebody Josh has had no interactions with.
I haven't received anything from Glencoe Development, which is the property owner. I've never seen anybody from there. I don't know who's their representative. I don't even know if they're aware of the situation.
We did reach out to Executive Property Management, but they have yet to officially comment. Brett Holden, Primetime Local News.
The Lakeland College School of Energy has been chosen from many institutions to help Ghana provide academic training for its oil and gas sector by developing educational programs. Brendan Collins has that story.
Lakeland School of Energy, known for training many in the border city area for the oil and gas industry, has signed an agreement to share oil and gas educational content with Ghana.
So currently it is estimated that Ghana has about 5 billion barrels of crude oil in reserves.
And with about 6 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, they have a high demand for industry training.
And Lakeland College, having established ourselves as a leader in training industry professionals in not just Alberta or Saskatchewan, but also throughout Canada, we looked like the right fit.
The School of Energy's own lab technology allows students to experience a hands-on learning environment for a high-demand industry. The agreements signed are also broad, meaning Lakeland College may provide other forms of educational content.
We have programs in business that they're interested in. We have programs in human services that they're interested in energy, of course, and even environmental sciences as well.
All to help Ghana develop its educational opportunities. Say says it's a great chance to showcase our expertise on the world stage.
It does feel great to be recognized as a leader in that area.
Brendan Collins, Primetime Local News.
Dr. Alice Wainwright Stewart from Lakeland College spoke to the Lloydminster Rotary Club meeting today, discussing new programs and how they are taking off. A whole new section of students have been added to the new animal clinic in Vermilion. The Dairy Learning Centre has brought attention from all over Canada and the United States. With the new dairy barn being opened, 30 students have been added.
For our vet tech program, that's been a program that's had a waiting list of 245 students. So to be able to open up another 72 placements for those students in that new lab, which we could have never fit in our old lab. So we added another whole section of students to that lab, and because of the new facility.
Well, it's been a long time coming for the Lac-La-Biche Regional Humane Society, but they finally have their shelter building in a brand new location and they want to show it off. As Boom 103.5 Scott Mitchell tells us, the service has proven to be vital.
4 years ago, the Lac-La-Biche Regional Humane Society was formed to care for animals that were feral, abandoned, injured, surrendered, or otherwise. It took a little while for the community to understand the resource and for traction to be gained by the Humane Society. Now, the region and council has really embraced them. Chair MJ Siebold says they're now ready to showcase some new digs as they've moved their building to its brand new location, complete with holding and adoption rooms, an office space, and a large dog run.
In last fall, we bought this building from A&T Construction, and then we renovated it on site. Then we needed a site, so we needed somewhere to put it because it had to be off of there July 1st. Lots and lots of delays. We're about $20,000 over budget because of all the delays, but we're operational, so we're super excited about that.
The Humane Society is also now holding the contract for the county dog pound, so they're a fully functioning shelter, which is much needed when you look at the statistics.
Since we incorporated in October of 2014, we've helped about 1,500 animals. The county's bringing us now at least 2 to 3 dogs a week, as well as owner surrenders. This time of year, we get very, very busy with cats because people are more concerned once it gets cold.
The grand opening happens this week with a smooch-a-pooch booth, chicken poop bingo, on-site adoptions, shelter tours, and more.
You can, of course, find more about the Lac-La-Biche Regional Humane Society on their Facebook page, or better yet, come on down to the grand opening Thursday between 4:30 and 7 on Nibawon Road, just down from the vet clinic. For Primetime Local News in Lac-La-Biche, I'm Scott Mitchell.
The celebrations continued last week for the Golden Jubilee of Portage College in Lac-La-Biche. The college, in collaboration with Lac-La-Biche County, Devon Canada, Edcon Power Tongs, and Charisma Entertainment, put on Canoe Fest. The Night of Rock featured Canadian classic rockers Lee Aaron, Prism, and Honeymoon Suite. A special presentation of a framed 50th anniversary Voyageurs hockey jersey to Lac-La-Biche County also happened as a thank you to them for sponsoring the athletics program. The 50th anniversary events continue throughout 2018. And that's all we have for news right now. Let's take a look at what Brittany is doing today out at the SPCA.
John from the SPCA joins me now. Now, John, who is this lovely feline you have here?
Well, this is Darth, and Darth is wanting to talk as well, but Darth is one of our few adult cats actually that we have available for adoption right now. A lot of the cats that we have in are actually kittens. Most of them are either just about surgery weight or are going to be having their surgery in the next couple of days, or a few that still have a couple weeks to go until they're ready to go up for adoption.
So we don't have too many cats that are available right now, but very soon there will be a number?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just really those litters of kittens that we saw coming in sort of late, or actually some of them came in sort of midsummer here, but quite young. So a lot of them have been actually out in foster care and now have starting to get close to that, about 8 weeks old. And then they're at a good weight where they can get spayed and neutered and placed up for adoption. And so this time of year, definitely lots of people are waiting for those kittens to come in. But there's always the adult cats as well that are sometimes overlooked with all the little kittens coming in. So now's a perfect time to adopt out maybe an adult cat before all those kittens start coming in.
So a pet like Darth, how long has he been here?
Darth hasn't been here too long. I mean, right now, most of our cats' average length is under a month before they're adopted out. So that's been really, really great. I mean, gone are the days where cats would be in our care for sometimes months. Some were, when I first started here, were over a year. So now, you know, if they get to about that 3-month period of time, usually they're adopted out, which is wonderful to see because it's great to get them actually into a home because it's certainly much better than a kennel. No matter how great the care is, it doesn't beat a home.
Definitely. Well, thanks for sharing all that information with us, John. And we're going to have a little bit more coming up from John later on in the show and show off a few other pets they have here. But right now, we're just going to head back over to the studio and check in with Michaela to see what's going on in this week's forecast.
All right, thank you, Brittany. I have some good news. There's no snow in our 7-day forecast yet. We're back into the double digits today, sitting at 12 currently here in the border city. Some cloud cover into the area. As we look to our watches and warnings, I'll move over. None in Alberta, and currently Lloyd is right on the cusp of that frost advisory, but we're not in it currently. But Pearson, Green Lake, Meadow Lake, St. Walburg, Maidstone, North Battleford, and Macklin all under that frost advisory currently. And we could be seeing some patchy frost overnight, but not currently under that warning here. Currently in North Battleford, sitting at 13 overnight, going to go to a low of 1 degree. And then tomorrow, a high of 12 and some cloud cover there. And as we move on to Cold Lake, currently sitting at 10, also some cloud cover in the area. That's going to continue overnight, dropping to 0 degrees. And tomorrow, sun and cloud and a high of 13. Lloyd currently also are sitting at 12 with some cloud cover, which is going to continue into the overnight. 1 degree, but we are expecting some patchy frost in the area. It's going to feel colder than that 1 degree. Tomorrow, a high of 12 with some cloud cover. Just want to bring up these lows for this time of the year. Normal low is 2 degrees. As you can see, nowhere is at 2 degrees, all below. And with that frost advisory in Meadow Lake and as well as North Battleford, it is going to feel much cooler than those overnight lows. As we look to the 3-day forecast, averages should be about 15 degrees right now, not too far off, which hasn't been the story the last couple of weeks here. Tomorrow, going to another high of 12, some cloud cover, some patches of fog in the morning. And then Wednesday, 55% chance precipitation there with a high of 6 on Thursday with some sun. And I'll have more details, including your 7-day forecast, coming up later in the show.
Let's checking now the wonderful world of agriculture. Well, they have charming and varied personalities, and they produce luxury fiber for the world market. I have the opportunity to visit this year's baby alpacas.
That's the sound of the alpaca enjoying life on the prairies. This year, TNC Farms had 9 females and 4 males born.
All of them were really nice quality, so we're really pleased with the production. And breeding season went really well, and we had most of the females took a single breeding, and we're ready to go again.
Merkley credits the rain that kept the pastures green. They have had a good breeding season, and the babies or crias are up to date on their vaccines. Alpacas are native to South America.
Where they live at the high altitudes, it gets very cold at night and warms up during the day. So they're used to a really strong daily fluctuation in temperature. It freezes 250 nights a year in the high mountains, and so they have no problem with Canada's cold weather.
Merkley and her business partner Trudy McCall have been developing their livestock genetics and breeding programs since the mid-90s.
We have been raising alpacas since 1996, so it's 22 years. It's hard to believe that it's been that long, but the thing about having a breeding program is it never gets old. You're always trying to make a better baby.
I'm hanging out today with the baby alpacas at TNC Farms. Of course, they're not native to North America, but since the late 90s, they've been here, and they're world-renowned for the wonder of their fleece.
Alpacas are raised for the very fine, very soft fiber that they produce. It's a luxury fiber, considered as luxury by the world textile market. It's comparable to cashmere, but it's more of a wool fiber.
Alpacas have no lanolin, which makes the fleece suitable for people with allergies.
So people who are allergic to wool quite often can wear alpaca. It's an extremely warm fiber.
The fiber is dry and has zero humidity buildup in the jackets and coats. Alpaca lovers will look out for the annual showcase at the Lloyd X on the weekend of October 19th.
The 20th and the 21st, that's a Saturday and Sunday, we will have the alpacas being shown in the halter ring. and we'll have a junior showmanship class, and this year we're going to have a demonstration obstacle class. There's some kids coming from Ranfurly.
Merkley enjoys the individual personalities of the alpacas and describes them as a lot of fun.
So you certainly want to circle your calendar, October 19th, 20th, 21st, the annual Alpaca Showcase at the Lloyd X. That's our agriculture news. We're taking a look now at the agriculture prices.
City Center Auto Body is proud to offer the paintless dent removal system. This works by going behind the panel, working out small dents. Lloydminster's trusted auto body shop for over 35 years.
Thanks, Gerard. It took longer than fans in attendance may have liked, but the Lloydminster Bobcats managed to secure their first win of the 2018-2019 AJHL season Saturday evening, defeating the Fort McMurray Oil Barons in a shootout. It's an important step for the young group as the roster is just finalizing. The Bobcats finally have some relief after winning 4-3 in a shootout on Saturday, as down to the wire as you get in junior hockey.
First one's always hard to get and didn't come easy tonight, but we found a way to get a W, and it's huge for these guys' confidence.
Rookie goaltender Cale Elder stopped both shooters he faced, allowing the Bobcats forwards to do their job at the other end of the ice.
I don't try and kind of predict what they're going to do because it's kind of getting in my own head a little bit there, so I just try to prepare for anything and kind of react to what they do.
Just 10 minutes before that last save, the building's energy was low after the Cats blew a 2-goal lead in the third period. However, it provided an early test for Clayton to see how his players respond to adversity.
We're up 3-1, we'll let it slide, could have hung our heads, but, we battled and found a way to get a win tonight. One of those things, right? It's a learning thing, but it's nice when you can make mistakes and still win a hockey game.
A victory is in the books, but the Cats are focused on this week, where they will once again have to outwork their opponents.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we got that out of the way coming up on Tuesday against Rain Valley and then going into the weekend.
It's all work ethic. The team with the better work ethic will win the game in the end, so we take pride in our work ethic for sure. The Lakeland Rustlers women's volleyball team had yet another solid showing at their annual exhibition tournament over the weekend. The team's split lineups won most of their matches, including wins against division rivals like the Nate Ooks and the Augustana Vikings, as well as getting to compete against some southern teams like the Mascot Rattlers and this year's championship host Ambrose. The Rustlers' next action is the Red Deer Queens Invitational this weekend. Unfortunately, it was another disappointing weekend, though, for the Rustlers soccer programs, as both teams were unable to come away with a victory. The men lost 2-1 to the Lethbridge Kodiaks on Saturday and were deadlocked on Sunday with Medicine Hat before a crossed ball in the contest's dying minutes was headed in to give the Rattlers the game's only tally. The women fell 3-1 earlier in the afternoon. And that's it for me in sports. We're going back to Brittany.
John from the SPCA joins me again. Now, John, which furry feline do we have with us for this interview?
Well, this is Cedo. So he is actually siblings with Darth that we just saw. So, but he wanted to have a little bit of attention himself. So, yeah.
He needed his time to shine on camera. But we were just talking about that there's actually an adoption sponsorship program here at the SPCA.
Yes, you bet. So sometimes people just aren't able to adopt a cat themselves or a dog, or perhaps, as a business, you're looking for a way that you can help an SPCA or help the SPCA and some of our animals out. And sponsoring adoption is a great way to do that. What you can do is you just visit our website, lloydminsterspca.com, and there's a section for sponsoring an adoption. And from there, all you do is indicate that you want either to sponsor a cat or dog adoption. And then we select usually one of our longest residents, and that adoption fee is there sponsored and paid for by you. And when somebody comes in looking, that can certainly help with some of our longer residents that maybe have been looked over. So now it's a great opportunity for perhaps to bring some more attention to them and find them homes.
And so this board behind me here shows a bunch that have been adopted out, and these are all through sponsorship. So someone's just made the donation for the adoption fee.
Yeah, absolutely. We launched that program about 2 years ago now, and so it's been a really great success. And certainly we've had dogs, cats, kittens sponsored, and right now we don't have any that are currently sponsored. So it's a great time to, if you're looking for a new way to contribute and help out the SPCA and certainly help one of our longer term residents, then it's a great way to do that.
That's awesome. And just a few minutes ago, someone actually came through the doors and they're in looking at a cat that I thought was beautiful, and now it sounds like they're going to take it home. So that's really special.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's certainly what is most important to us and is always great to see. So we're always very excited, and anytime that we can see an animal find its forever home is really what it's all about.
Thanks, John. And right now, we're just going to head back over to the studio and check in with Michaela to find out what's going on in weather. But we'll have a little bit more coming up from John later on in the show.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Just want to start off with this photo. Well, I'll go to the other side there. That way you can see his beautiful snowman. This was sent in by Colin last week, who braved the snow for a golf tournament. Good on you, Colin, because I would not have. Here's a look at our current temperatures. Currently sitting at 12 here in the border city. Feels more like 9 degrees though. 10 degrees in Vegreville, St. Paul, Bonnyville, Cold Lake, Isle Cross, Meadow Lake, all sitting at 10. Not too much warmer as we move to St. Walburg, sitting at 12. North Battleford, 13. But most of these areas into Saskatchewan are currently under a frost advisory, and we'll pull up that map in just a little bit. Looking at our current temperatures across the map, 15 in Peace River and Grand Prairie, much warmer there. 11 in Fort Chipewyan, 11 in Fort McMurray, and then 8 degrees in Slave Lake. And as we move further across our map here, we have 5 in Yorkton, 9 in Regina, 11 in Moose Jaw, 11 in Kindersley, and 10 in Swift Current. A little bit warmer as we move into Alberta, 12 in Medicine Hat, and 10 in Calgary. Here's our watches and warnings. Lloydminster not currently under that watch right now, but we are right on the cusp. Pierceland, Green Lake, Meadow Lake, St. Walburg, Maidstone, North Battleford, and Macklin, all under that frost advisory currently. Looking at our numbers for tomorrow, going to be pretty much the same story as we saw today. 15 in Edmonton, is same within Vegreville, 14 in St. Paul, 13 in Bonnyville, and then we're going to be hitting 12 degrees, but that cloud cover is going to continue. Just want to bring up our wind speed map, as tomorrow morning could get quite windy. Going to be sitting in that 20 kilometer an hour range, but we could reach up to 40 degrees, not 40 degrees, that would be nice, that'd be very hot. 40 kilometers an hour for the wind into the morning, and that could bring with it some fog patches in the morning. Looking at our overnight numbers, 1 degree here and in North Battleford, but North Battleford is under that frost advisory, gonna feel cooler. We do have some showers that could be starting here in Lloydminster in the next hour or so, about a 30% chance there, and then into the night, that frost advisory is gonna make it feel much cooler. School day forecast, 2 degrees and sunshine when those kids take the bus in the morning. Recess, 5 degrees, a little bit of cloud cover, and that's going to continue on throughout the day. 8 degrees around lunchtime, and then a high of 11 when it's time to go home, and some cloud cover. Looking at our 7-day forecast, Tuesday, a high of 12. Wednesday is when we could see that rain come back, but luckily no snow in our 7-day forecast as of yet. 12 degrees for the high as well on Wednesday. Thursday, dropping down to 6 degrees, but we do have some sun that will be peeking in there. Friday, cloud cover is returning. 5 for the high, -4 for the low. Saturday, 5 degrees, -4 for the low as well. And then Sunday and Monday, lots of cloud cover rolling into the border city. 2 degrees for your high on Sunday and 1 degree on Monday to finish off your 7-day forecast. All right, well, once again, hockey kind of took over social media today because the Pittsburgh, I believe, no, not Pittsburgh, the Philadelphia,
Flyers.
they're big sports fan over here,
Yeah.
the Philadelphia Flyers released a photo of their new mascot, and it's quite scary. And so then it kind of sparked the debate, who has the scariest mascot? We have some pictures for you here. Okay, so this orange guy on the bottom corner, that's Gritty. That's the new mascot.
Yep.
Top left there we have Hunter, which people were scared of. I'm not super afraid of Hunter. But then we have Fryer. Fryer's that man at the top there. I find him quite terrifying. And then we have the chicken.
Yeah, well, actually Pierre.
Oh, sorry, he's a French chicken.
Pierre is the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, okay, so it's not a
He's
chicken.
not that scary.
Okay,
as you
which
can see,
one
it looks very
is,
pelican-like.
Okay, which one's the scariest, Gerard? I say Gritty or Fryer. That's scary.
I don't think any of them are scary.
What?
Really?
They look fine to me.
Even the Fryer.
If that's not what your nightmares
All
are
right,
made
maybe
of,
the
I'm
one on the bottom
concerned.
right might scare the opposition.
Yeah, that's Gritty.
That guy up there on the top left, is he the Oilers guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if that'll scare the opposition.
Yeah, I don't know. Let
The
us
one
know
on the top
if
right, maybe, and the bottom right. The other two, the Pelican looks quite happy.
All right. Well, yeah, let us know what you guys think of those new mascots. I think they're quite creepy.
There's still a poll up on my Twitter at Josh Ryan
Yeah,
Sports
and
if
right
you
now
search for it.
Gritty is winning creepiest. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's now time for our Pet of the Day segment. And we had so many new entries, which is great because we now have a giveaway for you guys. So if your pet is chosen to show on Pet of the Day, you will be automatically entered for a $50 gift card. If we could show some of the boards here, this is Loki, and this was sent in by Ashley. Thank you so much. What a pretty bird. And then we have Hero. This one was sent in by Gail. And then also we have Leo, and Tracy says this is Leo's stink eye. Super cute there. And then we have Captain Jax. Captain Jax there looks like a little puppy still, and that was sent in by Troy. And then we have Chaos, and the piglet's name is Crispy Bacon. Super cute, and that was sent in by Pam. And of course, like I said, you can continue sending these in to our social media or our email, and you can win a $50 gift card by PetPad.
Perfect.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
That's a wrap for us at the SPCA today. It sure was fun and sure got to see a few different fun animals. And I hope you enjoyed visiting them as well. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to be traveling to Cold Lake for the day. So if you're out and about in the community, please come and say hi. I'm going to be doing our live tomorrow night from the Funky Button. We're going to be catching up with the designer there who went to New York Fashion Week. So we'll have that tomorrow. But right now, we're just going to come right back over to the studio and check in with them.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Looking at our 7-day forecast quickly before the end of the show here, 12 degrees tomorrow. We could see some fog in the morning and some patchy frost overnight. Not currently under a frost advisory, but we are going to be at 0 degrees for the low, which it's going to feel much cooler than that. Rain is coming back on Wednesday, high of 12 there, low of 7. Then it's cooling right down to 6 degrees on Thursday. A little bit of sunshine there, and then it's gone starting Friday when that's the big game. Hopefully Rosary against the comp there. Lost my word. 5 degrees there, -4 for the low, so you're going to have to bundle up there. Saturday, a high of 5, also -4 for the low. And then Sunday, dipping down to 2 degrees, -5 there. And then 1 degree on Monday there. That's a look
Not
at
very
your
inspiring numbers
No,
there.
unfortunately.
Welcome October.
Yeah, it feels like it's already October, I'd say.
Yeah, like even talking about that game, like I wonder what the temperature is at game time.
Yeah, it's going to be
probably close to 201 now.
Yeah, you're going to need a 2, some mitts, maybe some warmers.
That was 5 for the high, you said, right? So yeah, probably 1 or 2 degrees.
Yeah, it's not going to be warm out there if you are taking in the game. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for Primetime Local News this Monday. We'll see you here tomorrow. Take care.